June 9th, 2020. Time is 7 p.m. My name is George O'Neill. I'm the Commissioner, Chair, and in accordance with our minutes, I'll call the meeting to order and ask that Commissioners match roll call. So I can't see everyone, so I'll ask you to call out that you're present. So Mr. Obert.
Charlie Obert, present.
And we have Diane Champion. Is Diane in there? No. Fran Moreno.
Fran Moreno, Commissioner.
Barbara.
Barbara Roach, present, Commissioner, alternate Commissioner.
Okay, George O'Neill, Commissioner. Marla. You there?
Marla Butts, Wetlands Agent.
Okay, so we have a quorum and the roll has been called. Any commissioners present that I've overlooked? None present appearing. Appoint alternates. So
Make a motion, we appoint the alternate to vote.
okay, alternates appointed. Action on minutes of previous meeting. Minutes of May 12th, 2020. Any changes, amendments, or comments by commissioners?
I didn't see any. I read through them and didn't see anything that struck me as being incorrect.
I didn't see anything.
Okay. Okay, no objections. The minutes will stand as read or as posted. Moving on, citizens' comments on agenda items. You know, I realized as we didn't read our mandatory section here.
Oh.
So I'm going to pause here for a moment and find the mandatory wording so that everyone's aware of how we conduct these meetings. Just find my sorry for the delay, but all right. As a result of the coronavirus pandemic, this meeting is being held electronically using a teleconference application called Zoom. So we are operating under the following procedures. The session is being recorded both for audio and visual content and is under the control of a Zoom host. To ensure sound quality, the default rule for this meeting is that everyone will remain on mute. Commissioners and staff will generally remain on mute except when speaking or voting, and will generally be keeping video of themselves on throughout the meeting. Applicants and members of the public should feel free to leave their video on or off. However, if they will be asked to turn on their video when speaking. If video is not available for you, you will not be precluded from speaking at the appropriate time and may listen to the meeting. During this meeting, everyone is asked to state their name each and every time they speak. Please use the raise your hand feature to let me and the host of this meeting know that you have raised your hand to speak. Members of the public may only speak during the portion of the agenda established for citizens' comments on agenda items. Okay, let me advance this here. For individuals representing applicants, permittees, and violators listed in the agenda and their representatives, if you are speaking at this meeting and have a document to submit to the Commission, which was not distributed in advance of the meeting with the rest of the materials, please indicate that you wish to submit the document. You will need to hold up to the camera so that the Commission and all members of the public may view it. In addition, you'll be required to email an electronic version of the document in PDF format or take a photograph of it and email it to the Wetlands agent at email address wetlands@thompson.org. She will include in the in the permanent record of the commission. If a member of the public tries to communicate outside of the citizens' comments on agenda items portion of the meeting, or if any person creates an audio or video disruption, they may be manually ejected by the Zoom host from the meeting upon my request. All right, and we've already called the roll, so I won't restate that. Sorry for my delay, but it's better to be late than never, I guess, in this case. Now, I'm going to restate it. Citizens' comments on agenda items, now that we've got the protocols reestablished. I'll give you a chance to raise your hand or. All right. We have 21 members in the meeting. All right, I don't see any citizens wanting to comment. All right, then we're going to move on. Applications, old applications. The first old application is WAA 2004, Richard T. Audette, 50 Wrightson Drive, Assessors Map 143, Block 17, Lot 18. Construction of a 20 by 24 shed on piers in the 100-foot upland review area for aquatic reservoir, stamped received by town clerk on 2/5/2020. So Marla, what do we have on this?
In the packet, in the documents that you have, on May 28th, I sent a letter to Richard Audette, and I said to Mr. Audette that I had sent him an email on March 20th asking him to provide information regarding the location of the home's septic system leach field in relation to the piers for the proposed shed. I also asked how he intended to address the roof runoff given the close proximity of the proposed shed to the very steep embankment ending at the water line on Aquatic Reservoir. To date, as of May 28th, I had not gotten any response. In the absence of the requested information, I would find it necessary to deny his request for wetlands agent approval. Should that occur, he would be notified by certified mail of my decision. In addition, a legal notice of my decision would be subsequently published in the Thompson Villager, and he'd have 14 days from the date of the publication to appeal my decision to the Inland Wetlands Commission. And I asked him to submit the requested information by June 8th, 2020. And what I did receive on the 28th, on the yesterday, at about 1:30, Mr. Audette responded via email and said that he received my certified letter of May 28th on June 4th. He indicated that his response was needed today. He said, "I never received your email of March 20th, 2020. I read the copy you enclosed with your certified letter. You indicated if the same letters that since you had not received a response from the email from me that you were planning to deny my request for wetlands agent approval. I left a voice message for Maureen Marcoux at the Northeast District Department of Health at noon today. As of now, I have not heard back from her regarding what to do about locating the leaching field on my property. I do not know where they are, as the septic system was installed before I took ownership 15 years ago. I am requesting that you please refrain from denying approval at this time. I began the process of applying for a replacement shed about 10 months ago and would like to continue to move forward and to begin building the shed shortly. I also received your email earlier today indicating that there was a virtual Zoom planning meeting scheduled for tomorrow at 7 p.m. and that my application status was on the agenda. Subsequent to that, I received a copy of an email from Sherry McGann. She is the town sanitarian out of NDDH, and she writes, "Good afternoon, Rich. I have attached what limited information, that is the well permit, that is available in the NDDH files concerning the septic system on your property. I recommend contacting a licensed septic installer with a camera equipment that can scope the septic system and put together an as-built that shows the exact location of the septic system. Once you do that, you can proceed with the required health department B100A application, which you can find at the following site." She gives the website. Since NDDH office is not currently open to the public, you may submit the application and supporting documents online with payment or drop off paperwork and the fee at our drop box outside the office. Please include a copy of the plot plan, including the septic and well location and separating distances to the proposed shed. Also include the septic system inspection report, which should include an as-built drawing of the septic system location. Please do not hesitate to contact me with any questions. In light of this correspondence, I am prepared to at least supply another 30 days before rendering a decision to find out what steps Mr. Audette would like to take. And I see he's on here. He's muted right now, and he might be able to explain what he plans to do.
Mr. Audette, do you like to comment? Your mic, you need to hit the mute, unmute it. There you go. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Excellent.
Okay, good.
Oh, good.
Right. So as she was mentioning, I looked for the email that was that you had sent, and I just couldn't find it anywhere in spam or anything. But what I'd like to do now is I have an appointment with Septicology. They come out and do just what you were mentioning, and getting all the parameters of what the septic looks like and where it's located. So I would like, they're going to come out and do that, and then I can get all that paperwork together and get that into Northeast District of Health.
Marla Butts speaking. Could you keep me updated via email as to what your timetable is, so that I understand, that you're moving forward in the right direction, and I won't take any action on the application unless I see that there seems to be a fallout from any timelines that you're planning. As long as you're working towards resolution, I don't see a reason to deny it.
Thank you.
Can you do that?
Oh yeah, so I have an appointment. They're coming out. They're gonna get back to me on when they're coming out. So just getting this information, I made the appointment. So they're getting back to me with a time and date. So hopefully it's by the end of the week. So I'll keep you updated, and I can email how I'm making out, and I'll let everybody know, when I get everything over to Northeast District of Health. So I imagine within the next week, I should have definitely some paperwork moving along.
Marla
Okay.
Butts speaking. Thank you. That's all I need to know.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next application is WAA 20009, Hallett T. Merrick, 0 Plum Road, Assessors Map 85, Block 52, Lot 12. Construction of single-family home, septic system, and portion of home proposed in 100-foot upland review area, stamped received by Town Clerk's Office 4/13/2020. What action is needed on this, Marla?
Marla Butts speaking. In the packet that I posted, there was a letter dated May 4th, 2020, asking Mr. Merrick for some additional information. I asked for a full-scale drawing signed and sealed by a professional licensed engineer to practice in Connecticut, with erosion and sediment control measures identified to prevent the unnecessary siltation of nearby wetlands during construction. I also asked for a copy of the Northeast District Department of Health's letter approving the design of the septic system that is located in the 100-foot upland review area. I asked that these be provided by July 1, 2020. This application is on a portion of town road that is unimproved. And in order for Mr. Merrick to build his home, he's going to have to seek approval from the town to improve that portion that goes to his house, his proposed house. So I'm not sure exactly what the timeline is going to be on this, but as of July 1, I'm hoping to get additional information from him.
I say so.
And that's all I have on this.
There's no further action required at this time.
Correct.
All right, moving on. Again, George O'Neill speaking. IWA 20011, James Jasmine 518, correction, 518 Brandy Hill Road, Assessors Map 143, Block 16, Lot 37. After the fact application for a partial demolition of retaining wall and construction of new retaining wall on Aquatic Reservoir, stamped received by the Town Clerk 5/6/2020. statutorily received on 5/14/2020.
Marla Butt speaking. At this juncture, it's my understanding Mr. Jasmine is in the proceeding here. Where are you? Yes, James, that's James' iPad. Unmute you're muted. Unmute you. Do you know how to unmute?
Just put your
Need
cursor, there you
unmute.
go. You've got it. You're good.
Okay,
James
so
Chapman.
it's my understanding you have your engineer here, which is Daniel Blanchette, and hopefully you can provide some information to the commission regarding the work that was done on properties not owned by you. Do you have any updates on that?
James Chapman, I received, it wasn't easy. With Dan's help, we were able to find who owned the property, and that's owned by Green Acres Association. And then a number of their individuals, once we tracked that down, had moved out of the area. So you've obtained a letter, and I believe it was forwarded to you, Mala, from their current president, Jamie Boucher of 2 Island View Drive, Thompson, Connecticut.
I
And
don't
we
recall
invited
seeing
him
it. When, do you know
to,
when that was sent?
I
Marla Butt
believe I sent
speaking.
it to
I don't
you,
recall getting that.
Daniel, can you speak to that? I believe you sent the copy as well.
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is Daniel Blanchette, J&D Civil Engineers. The letter is dated June 7th. It was provided to me by Mr. Jasmine this morning, and I did forward it along to Marla. I have a copy here that I'd like to hold up. So this is a letter from the president of the association that owns the boat launch area just north of Mr. Jasmine's property. I'd like to read the last 2 sentences. This small extension of the Jasmine's retaining wall has, at no cost to the Green Acres Association, improved the longevity, safety, and appearance of the Green Acre Association's property. In general, all parties seem pleased with the improvements. So I think this serves as real evidence that at least the private right-of-way to the north does not raise any objections to the encroachment. Secondly, there's another encroachment to the west, which was actually into the lake, into Quadic. Mr. Jasmine's property ended at the shoreline. His new retaining wall is approximately 4 feet further into the lake. It was built over the winter during the drawdown when the water was at least 15 feet away. I have contacted several people at DEEP regarding this encroachment, just making them aware. I have not heard any objections. Additionally, the director of surveying said he does not believe that DEEP claims ownership of the lake bed. I was trying to get a letter from DEEP more similar to this, and I have not been successful.
Marla Butt speaking. So at this juncture, DEEP has not taken a position on the wall, is that correct?
Not a definitive position, that's correct. Like I said, the gentleman does not believe they have ownership.
And who's the gentleman that you were referring to?
His name is Brian Florick. He is the director of surveying and mapping for DEEP.
Marla Butt speaking. So DEEP owns the water rights to the Aquatic Reservoir. A question, who owns the bottom? That's questionable. So my suggestion to the commission would be to ask for the applicant to obtain from DEP, or at least attempt to obtain a letter that states that DEEP has no objection to the maintenance of this wall in its current condition.
Commissioners? Speaker, you're speaking. There you go.
Do we need
Commissioner
a
Obert.
motion on that? If we need to make a motion on that, I will move that we request clarification from DEP about the status of the wall and preferably including the status of the lake bed, because that's come up in discussion a number of times that I recall.
So do we have a motion, and is it required?
If it's required, I make it.
Okay, this is Diane Chapin. I just wanted to say that I'm on and apologize for being late.
Thank you, Commissioner. So, Marla, what is there a protocol here for,
If you want, Mr. Jasmine, if you want this as an item to complete the application, then you should have a second to the motion, and with a request that he submit as best as possible documentation from DEP that it has no objection to the maintenance of the wall at its current condition.
okay. Okay, George O'Neill here. So commissioners, do we have a second to the Commissioner Obert's motion that the appropriate clarifications be obtained from DEP?
Hi, it's Diane. I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Therefore, discussion? Any further discussion on this or discussion on this point amongst the commissioners? Commissioner Roach?
Nope, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Morano? I mean,
All set.
everyone said. Any objections? All right, then the motion was made and seconded. Let's have a vote then. All in favor of answering the affirmative?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No oppositions. The motion is made and carried. Let's have a formal clarification request to the applicant to have the information obtained and provided by DEP as to the bed and access to the lake as outlined by Daniel Blanchette. And if you'd coordinate with our wetlands agent on that to formalize it in a written format and give us a suspense date, I think we'd be set. Is there anything else that relates to this that we have to address, Marla?
Yes, Marla Butt speaking. I was informed by the building office that Mr. Jasmine would like to put, I believe it's a deck on the front of the cottage. Is that correct, Mr. Jasmine?
Yeah. When it's actually
So-
the back, not lakeside, opposite.
Away from the lake.
Away from the lake.
So instead of, because it's with construction within 100 feet of the reservoir, two options exist. One is to amend this application to include the construction of that deck as part of it, or submit a separate application, wetlands agent approval for the deck. My suggestion would be to amend this application to include the deck on the drawings that were submitted for the wall. Because they will not approve a building permit for the deck until that issue is resolved.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
So would you be amending the site plan to include the deck?
I believe I sent the site plan, Mahler, already to the building official, but yeah, we could absolutely do that. I don't see an issue with that.
Well, it would have to be on the application drawing right now that we have, that was posted on the website, is the retaining wall as built. So onto that drawing, they would have to amend it, put where the deck is going to be.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. That's it.
Okay, that concludes item 3. We have one more item, number 4, WAA 20012, J&J Construction, 484 and 486 Quacktown Farm Road, Assessors Map 158, Block 20, lots 8I and 8J, earth excavation and grading for future residential development, stamped received by Town Clerk 5/6/2020.
Marla Butt speaking. After the last meeting where we identified the proper name for the application, the agenda incorrectly identifies it as J&J Construction. It should be Richard DeRocher, doing business as J&J Construction LLC. Second, I spoke with Janet Blanchette regarding my review of the application. The drawings that are filed for tonight's meeting are different from the ones that were originally filed, in that I asked for the area to be included in the upland, that to be modified or disturbed for stabilization purposes, identified on the drawings. So on sheets 3 of 6 and 4 of 6 of the posted drawings, you will see pink lines, and that identifies the area that is going to be disturbed in the upland review area, either through grading or stabilization with grass cover. The second issue that came up on sheet 3 of 6, it appeared that the work in pink that was outlined in pink was actually going on to the neighboring property of Tim Rice. And I also asked Janet Blanchette to get permission from Mr. Rice, and so that the application could be amended to include the work on the neighboring property. And I did receive and posted with the minutes tonight is posted with the agenda tonight is the letter that was received from Tim Rice. It's dated June 3rd, and Mr. Rice has given permission for this application, and he has stated that he's given Mr. DeRocher's permission to enter onto his property for the purpose of removing a stockpiled material north of their common property boundary line. He understands that topsoil will be spread and turf established in that area. This work is indicated on the plans prepared by J&D, and those are the same plans that are shown, that were posted with the agenda. He also consented to the necessary and proper inspection of his property by the commission and its agents at reasonable times, both before and after the approval in question has been granted by the agent, including site walks by commission members and staff for the purposes of understanding existing conditions which may be necessary in order to render a decision on the application. And he swears that the information supplied as it relates to the proposed work on his property supplied in the application is accurate to the best of his knowledge and belief. So the application would be amended to include the siting of Mr. Rice's property as shown on the plans.
Would it be helpful to have the
first issue?
I was going to say, would it be helpful at this juncture to have a graphic of this plan, if that's possible? Can we do that, moderator?
You have the file, George.
I have the file. I just I need to have my ability reinstated. I'm disabled for screen sharing. Amy, are you out there? Yeah, the host has disabled my screen sharing ability.
Sorry, George, I'm here. I'm trying to figure it out. I had to go back and
no worries.
Unmute myself.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because she's talking about this, you know, the pink and the blue, and I thought maybe this is where a graphic might help everyone, especially commissioners, to understand. That's all.
I'm not sure why you can't. Let me see. Who can share? All participants. Okay.
Host,
okay,
host disabled.
How is that now?
Let me try it. Okay. So I'm going to move over to select this graphic. All right, did it come up?
Yep.
All right. All right, just remind me to shift back because that's where I get lost in shuffling these things. So just for your benefit, here's the original breakout, first reference, and here's the one graphic. Is there anyone we should scroll to or just to
George,
reorient?
you need to go to sheet 3 of 5.
Is that 3 of 5?
Yes.
Oops, sorry. All right, how's that?
Perfect.
So perhaps for my benefit and others listening, could you just refrain or recharacterize this so we understand in a high level what the change is?
Marla Budd speaking. George, could you go to the sheet above, sheet 3 of 6? It's the one before this one, that one. Okay. So Janet is here also and can explain. That's too far.
What did I do?
You went to sheet 2 of 6.
Oh, we
Scroll
want to go to
down.
the next one. Down one. This one?
Sheet 3 of 6.
Yes,
Is that the right one, Janet?
yes, it is. That's sheet 3 of 6.
Okay.
This is Janet Blanchett from J&D Civil Engineers speaking. For the ease of understanding of all the commission members and audience, basically the areas that are highlighted in the bold pink are areas of earth disturbance within the upland review area of the wetlands. That one that George was just pointing at is more or less just removing the topsoil stockpile and grading it smooth and establishing turf. The one further over to the right is kind of part of the extended driveway grading and is below the wetlands.
Okay. Thank you.
Scroll to, George, please scroll to 4 of 6, please. Next one down.
Okay. This one?
Marla,
It's 4
Yes.
of 6.
are you going to show us the area about that was affected by Mr. Rice?
That was in the prior screen in sheet 3 of
two-
6. We can go back to that.
It's 3 of 6
4 of
now.
6.
On the area that's on the property of Tim Rice is on the left-hand side. It's within the left pink area, the most to the north.
Thank
Oh,
you.
up here.
Right
Up
there,
here.
exactly. Perfect, George.
Thank you.
You can see by the contours, that's part of a stockpile.
Mm-hmm.
It says topsoil stockpile. Okay. Up here. All right. So which screen should we be on? Are we done?
Now go to 4 of 6.
Okay.
Scroll down.
3, 4. Here we go. This is 4. Okay. I appreciate some of the
Okay.
video doesn't load as quickly on everyone's screen at the same time. So
Yeah, mine is, Marla Butt speaking, mine is going pretty slow. Now it's showing, just showed up. So for the lower portion here, on the lower lot, there's some grading that's occurring on the western side of the lot. And then there is an access road, which while it doesn't show any grade changes, there is going to be some disturbance to establish a better driveway, although the grades aren't changing. And so that's why that's highlighted.
that's here, right?
These are the two issues that, correct.
I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead.
Janet, do you have anything to add on this portion at all?
Not really. I think Marla captured it pretty well. That existing cart path, will have to just be upgraded with gravel in order to make it, you know, an all-season driveway.
So, Marla Butt speaking. The questions that I had in review of the application have been addressed. However, following last month's meeting, there was a petition that was received from, and this was in the posted documents, from Robert Lemieux and Jennifer Burlingame, requesting a public hearing on the wetlands agent approval application. And upon receipt of this 26 signatures, I responded via email on the 20th to Jen and Rob, and I indicated to them that given my understanding of the language of the Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Act with respect to a wetlands agent approval, I did not believe that the option for petitioning a hearing existed on a wetlands agent approval application, particularly WAA 20012. And that in light of their request, I intended to seek a legal opinion from the town's legal counsel on this. And yes, I did do that, and I did get a response. After a little bit of discussion with the attorney, the response that I received from the attorney, this is Richard Roberts of Halloran and Sage, and he wrote, "Good afternoon. After having done some additional research and discussing it further with a few of my colleagues here, I will have to admit that I have been convinced that the language of 22A-42A, parenthetical C, parenthetical 2, would supersede the petition provisions of section 22A, 42A, parenthetical C, parenthetical 1, for applications which the commission has decided should be handled by the wetlands agent. The remedy for an aggrieved party in that situation is to appeal the issuance of the permit to the commission rather than require a public hearing in advance." So given the interest that there was in the application, I feel it's appropriate to provide the petitioners and those who signed it an opportunity to weigh in before I render my decision on the application. So what I would suggest, what I believe needs to happen at this point in time is whether or not the commission has to make a decision whether they will honor the petition or reject the petition, in that it doesn't have legal grounds at this time. It would be my recommendation that they do the latter, and that I provide the petitioners and the people who signed it an opportunity to comment on the application to me via email with any of their concerns, and that subsequent to my receipt of their concerns, I will see if they need to be addressed and then render my decision to you and publish a legal notice. And if they have issue with it after that point, they could file an appeal with the commission to review my decision. I think that's the most appropriate way to go at this point in time. And that would require a motion by the commission to reject the petition on the grounds that it does not have legal standing.
Okay, so if I understand your summary correctly, then it requires a motion. Do we have a motion?
Mala, Victor Rocher, J&J Construction. I have a question. Didn't you tell me that this petition wasn't legal? It's not legal at all, correct? So why would you even accept it if it's not legal?
The question was whether or not it was legal or not. That's why I went to the attorney to seek legal counsel. And
Yeah,
it's my
said
opinion that
was-
it doesn't have standing under the statute. But that's the decision the commission has to make based upon the information they've been given.
All right, does the commission know that this petition is invalid? Do they know that?
I've read them what the
You're breaking up, Molly.
what the
Really?
attorney stated.
Very broken up, and I'm not sure if they understand that.
We understand. This is Diane Chapin. Marla's recommendation after seeking legal counsel was that the commission reject this petition for hearing.
Correct. So what is the, okay.
You need to do that, right?
Yeah, so this is Missy DeRosa, Rick's wife. I will agree with him. Some of it was broken up, so we weren't quite sure what you were saying, Marla. So we apologize for that confusion. It was hard for us to hear some of it. Thank you.
All right, so Marla, from what you've summarized and you've shared with everyone the opinion of council, so we'd need a motion, a second, and a vote on this in order for action to be taken or not taken.
Correct. You need a motion to reject it if that's your position,
All right.
on the basis that it doesn't have standing in the statute.
So do we have a motion? From any
I
of the
make a
commission?
motion to reject the petition.
Okay, Commissioner Roach has made a motion to reject the commission, the proposal. Do we have a second?
Diane Chapin, I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. What about the discussion? Any discussion on the matter? Any further discussion? Commissioner Obert,
No, I have no further discussion.
Commissioner Morano.
No discussion.
All right. Anyone else if there is no further discussion, and we have a motion and a second, we'll take this to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed? All right. The motion carries. There are no objections. So we have to frame this in a form then, Marla, for signature.
Marla Butts speaking. No, I will send correspondence to the petitioners and provide them with a week's time to get comments back to me regarding their concerns that as relate to wetlands and watercourse issues. So I will not make a decision on this for at least a week to give them that opportunity.
All right. Any other, I guess that concludes the fourth old application and puts to rest number 4. Moving on our agenda, we have new applications. First is WAA 20014 Madison Avenue Investments LLC, 0 Madison Avenue, Assessors Map 103, Block 31, Lot 61, Subdivision Lot 9. Construct septic system and footing drain in 100-foot upland review area for a new single-family home. Stamped received on 5/11/2020. Approval issued 5/24/20. Legal notice to be published 6/12/2020.
Marla Butts speaking. In the packet that was posted and provided to the commission is a copy of my approval that was dated May 21st, along with the drawing. This was part of the Madison Avenue subdivision that was approved a number of years ago, and this is one of the lots that was required to come back for review. And there is no work in wetlands and watercourses. If the drawings that were provided showed only a portion of the septic system and a footing drain in the 100-foot upland review area. So it's just waiting to see if the appeal period expires. That's it.
Okay, no further action then required.
Correct.
Okay, number 2 on the new applications, we have WAA 20015 Carol Weiss, 1343 Thompson Road, Assessors Map 114, Block 24, Lot 56A. Repair a failing septic system in the 100-foot upland review area. Stamp received, Town Clerk, 5/21/20. Approval issued 5/21/2020. Legal notice to be published on 6/12. Marla?
Marla Butts speaking. You also have a copy of this approval. It was approved the same day it came in. I was aware that it was coming in and the system failing. There are 2 in your packet. I gave you a locus of the approval. This is close to where Sand Dam Road meets Thompson Road. And there's 2 small water bodies that exist on the property, and the septic system is to the rear of the home, to the east of the home, and to the west and south of these ponded areas. But because the system was failing, I felt it was necessary to act fast. So that's why it was turned around in 1 day. And the drawing was also, there you have it in the picture.
All right, so the area of concern is here in the center. I'm just trying to orient the commissioners and
Correct.
the citizenry. And this other area over here? No, it's
Correct. That's another pond.
okay.
No, that is a pond. There is a pond there.
All right. So that's the area.
Charlie and I drove, Marla Butt speaking, Charles Aubert and I drove by there today. The system has already been replaced. The ground has not yet been stabilized, but there was no evidence of rilling of the soil. I will be contacting Ms. Weiss to advise her to get the area seeded and mulched as soon as possible.
Okay. I just wanted to put that graphic up, moving back. So does that conclude any other further action required, or you're set here?
No action required.
All right, the third item is WAA 20016, Siwat Hydraulic LLC, 0 West Thompson Road, and 12 Old Route 12, Assessors Map 67, Block 102, Lot 26 and 27. Construct photovoltaic solar array in 100-year upland review area for French and Quadic rivers, stamped received 5/27/2020, under review.
Marla Butt speaking. This site you have seen twice before for solar panels for wetlands agent approvals, and this is the third plan. But it was unclear to me when I got the plans exactly what was going to be new versus what was already approved. So on June 2nd, I sent an email to the engineer, and I asked him to provide a more detailed description of the proposed activity, clarify the size of the proposed solar array, and what is the nature of the work to be performed in the 100-foot upland review area, including but not limited to any clearing, proposed grading work, identification of prior permits, and the status of previously approved solar arrays, and I believe there were 2, and how this proposal relates to the previous approvals. I also asked him to show the 100-year FEMA floodplain and floodway. There was a note on the plans that said the flood elevations were converted to from NGVD to NAVD 1988, and I wondered whether or not the mapped floodplain was incongruent with the existing contours, and I suggested that he identify a more precise location of the 100-year floodplain boundary based on cross-sectional data provided by the flood insurance rate maps. Because this is right at the confluence of the Quinnebog River and the French River, I'm concerned that the panels not be subject to flooding in a 100-year flood, because they could not only catch debris and become blocking, but they also can break away potentially and create a blockage farther downstream. Because I don't have good plans yet, and it is a wetlands agent approval, when I do get the updated plans, I will share them with you. But this is a wetlands agent approval. I'm just a little concerned about the potential environmental impacts of where the new array is going to be. The old arrays, the 2 prior ones, were put on an old factory foundation that had been removed years ago.
They're waiting on further information on this.
Correct.
All right. Anything further, any further action at this point? You're just awaiting receipt of that information.
I'm waiting receipt of that information.
Okay. Let's move on to the next application. And this is WAA 20017, Mark Labonte, 0 Thompson Road, Assessors Map 103, Block 31, Lot 5A. Construct single-family home and appurtenances in the 100-foot upland review area. Stamped received by Town Clerk on 5/20/2020 and under review area. I've got the graphic up for you there.
Marla Butts
cross-section.
speaking. Yeah, this is under review. The wetlands have been redelineated by Joe Thoreau. There is no work in wetlands or watercourses. And can I take a break for just a quick second? I see my cat is outside. I got to get it in. Can just hold for a
Okay,
second? I'll be right back.
Let's take a moment, a
Sorry.
pause, and Marla attends to an exigent circumstance there.
Sorry about that. My cats are not outside cats. And I saw it walk by my slider. Okay. So this is under review, and most likely it'll probably get approved because there's actually no work in wetlands. The prior issue, I believe, has been addressed, but I need some clarification from the engineer. I would like him to detail the steps that they took. They apparently looked at moving the driveway to the south, but there was problems with the line of sight stopping distance with DOT, and so they could not put it to the south and avoid where the drainage facility is that goes across the street. So that alternative was out. So this is just under review at this time.
Okay, so this is the area you're referring to. This is I using my cursor or my pointer.
Correct.
All right. Great. All right. So you're
No
still
action
waiting.
required. by
No
you.
action required. All right, moving on to the next item. Let me just go back to my. So the next one is Josh WAA 20020, Joshua and Jessica Rhodes, 0 Pompeo Road, Assessors Map 61, Block 59, Lot 5A. Construct single-family home and appurtenances in 100-foot upland review area. Which one is this?
Marla Butts speaking. I have yet to receive NDDH's approval on this, so I will not be taking any action on this application until I receive the Northeast District Departments of Health approval of the design.
Okay, so here's the site plan and grades. All right, so you've received it and you're awaiting additional information.
Correct.
No further action on that item. Then were there applications received after agenda was published?
No.
Okay. Moving on then, permit extensions and changes. I show none.
None.
Violations and pending enforcement actions. We have several. The first A is cease and restore order, violation 20003, Scott Josie, 637 East Thompson Road, Assessors Map 154, Block 5, Lot 14. Filing of wetlands and work within, filling in wetlands work within 100-foot upland review area issued on 3/5/2020. Hearing and decision on 3/10/2020. Soil scientist report submitted on 5/10/2020. Approved and to be work completed by 9/15/2020. Any further activity on that?
No, Commissioner O'Bear and I drove by the property. There's been no change on it yet, but no work is required until be completed until September. So that's the status at this point in time.
Okay. Moving on to the second item, B, violation 20013, Adrian Martin and Joseph Fagan, 208 Linehouse Road, Assessors Map 36, Block 70, Lot 4, clear cutting of trees and earth moving work in 100-foot upland review area. Notice of violation issued on 5/14/2020 to remove the slash, pull back the soil along the eastern property boundary to a grade no steeper than 3:1, 3 feet horizontal and 1 foot vertical by 6/1/2020, and immediately following the completion of this work, seed and mulch all disturbed soils. Any progress on this?
Marla Butts speaking. Commissioner O'Bear and I drove by today, stopped at the house. None of the parents were there. We spoke to a child in the house. I left my card. It didn't appear that the work had been done. I need to contact the property owners again and find out why they haven't done any of the remediation work that they need to do. I'm not sure what's going on at this point, but I will be following it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Next item. Violation 20018, Mark Bear, 1227 Thompson Road, Assessor's Map 116, Block 24, Lot 10, clear cutting trees and earth moving work in 100-foot upland review area for Little Pond. Notice of violation issued on 5/27/2020 to cease tree cutting and earth moving work, install E&S controls, and by 6/3/2020, provide written explanation for work done and schedule for submitting application.
So, Marla Butt speaking. I asked for a response, and by email 6/1, Mr. Bear did provide a response. And if you look in your document sharing, there is a photograph of the site that was taken on 6/1. If you could share that, George.
I am doing it now.
Below. Okay.
Share. Okay, do you see it? Or you should see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just shuffling my cursor and my
That's not
keyboard
it.
here. Oh, it's not it. Okay, wrong one. Let's go back up.
You've got to scroll down.
Oh, it's further. I'm sorry.
It's the last image on, there it is.
Can you see that? There's the truck, the green, the blue water and the blue truck. Is that the one, Marla?
That's correct. So this was the condition as of 6/1. At the time, Mr. Bear had been issued a notice of violation, as well as the contractor. Contractor was sent a notice of violation the day after Mr. Bear was, and I hand delivered it to him. I've been in communication with Mr. Wall, Patrick Wall, of Wall Excavation and Home Improvement LLC. And finally, he has a silt fence up, and it has been towed in, and it has been backfilled, but I see that there needs to be a little bit of work, and I will be touching base with him regarding supporting some of the silt fencing that looks like it's starting to fall down. I'm seeing something on my screen that's, I'm not sure what it is. George.
Okay, which mine looks blue and I've got a truck.
Yeah. So Mr. Bear is in the meeting, and he can talk to you about what his plans are.
Okay, Mr. Bear. Your mic, you need to activate or make your mic.
Unmute.
Unmute your mic. Probably put your cursor over the, there you go.
How about now?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, what I'm trying to do at this site was build a house for my family. I had talked to the town in last November and last December, and I was told I could cut any trees I wanted. So I hired a contractor, and he was cutting the trees down, and in order to get some of the bigger trees on the hill, he had to move some of the dirt, which I wasn't aware this is a problem. So I'm sorry if I caused a problem, and I want to apologize for that, but I'm just trying to do everything by the book. And I've talked to Marla, and I thought we were on the same page that nothing was going done. This shouldn't be done. I spoke to Daniel Blanchett today, well, by email, and he said to tell you that the plan, Marla, would be submitted by next week to the wetlands, and that he has progress on the project.
Marla Butt speaking. Some of the photographs that I've received recently showed tree debris in the pond. And I believe that Mr. Wall has to remove some of the debris that has fallen in, because when he knocked down the trees. He didn't really cut them down from what I understood. He knocked them over, pulling the roots up, and the trees ended up going into the water, which then he had to pull them back out of the water. And there were a number of branches apparently that got left in the water, and I could see those in the photographs. So he's going to have to go back and grapple those out. And of course, now that he's got the silt fence up, it's going to be more problematic for him to do that. But he's going to need to do that, even if he has to go get a boat and go out to the state boat launch and take and float a boat over there and pick up that debris out of the lake, because there's some pretty good sized branches in the lake.
Okay, Mark Bear, I wasn't aware of that. I didn't see any branches, but I know he was fishing stuff out of the water near the edge the last time I was over there. I live about an hour and a half away from the property, so I can't be there every day.
Well, then what?
But I will speak to him. He is in the
What
meeting,
I'll do.
so if you want him to speak, I think he's in the meeting.
Yeah, Marla, I could take care of that. This is Patrick Wall speaking. That's not a problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'll rectify that for you.
Thank you.
Is there any
That's all I have on this.
Okay.
No, oh, you do. I will send, if you shoot me an email, I'll send you the photographs of the silt fence. One of the pieces of silt fence is it's kind of fallen over a little bit. It's not well supported. That would be closer to the Harger property, it appeared. And so you just need to support that a little better.
Yeah, I have stakes. I'll put it in and stake it in. Did you hear that?
So Marla Butts, yep, yes, I did.
Okay.
George, at this juncture, it's on hold pending the receipt of the application.
Okay, so no further action at this point other than it's on hold.
Correct.
All right. And just to clarify, this is on the current, you should see the screen. Now, is that the silt fence we see there about 30 feet in from the edge of the pond?
No, it isn't.
No? No, it's behind the truck?
That's just an old stone wall.
Oh, okay.
The silt fence was not up in that picture.
All right. Got it. All right, then we're going to move on to the next item then, unless there's any other further discussion needed.
George, I'd like to make a quick comment. The contractor just pointed out that the silt fence is not in that picture. It's very close to the water's edge, but I went up with Marla again today. I volunteered to make sure that she's able to get around since her foot injury. The thing is, it looks like it's in the right place. It looks like it's towed in. But Marla's observation about making sure it doesn't fall over is just the only other point. But it's really close to the water's edge. If it was in that photograph, you'd see the very black all the way across. Yep, where your arrow is.
Right in here.
Out.
Oh, okay, this is what you're referring to. I just want to put a orientation because it's a lot going on in this photo or graphic.
And it's all the way over to your right, all the way over
here.
All the way over, yeah, all the way. That whole area where there's exposed earth he put in a silt fence.
Got it. Okay, thank you for that clarification. All right. So, no further action then at this time on this item, other than what you've outlined already, Marla?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, then we'll move on to applications. Let's see, which is my next item here. Hold on, my agenda. Okay, this would be violation 20019, Patrick Wall and Wall Excavation and Home Improvement LLC. It's at I'm sorry?
Is that the one we were just talking about? Or were we talking about Bear?
Was it Bear?
Marla Butt speaking. That is correct. They're both the same site, but one is the property owner. Mr. Bear is the property owner.
Right.
Mr. Wall is the contractor.
Got it.
They have two different liabilities under the statute.
All right, so Patrick Wall and Wall Construction, Excavation and Home Improvement LLC, 1227 Thompson Road, Assessors Map 116, Block 24, Lot 10, clear cutting trees and earth moving work on 100-foot upland review area for Little Pond. Notice of violation issued on 5/28/2020 to cease any further earth moving work until a permit or wetlands agent approval is issued, and immediately install E&S controls along Little Pond. So they go, is there a further discussion on this point, or is this the complement to the initial violation? Or
It's
separate?
a complement to the initial violation.
Okay. Any
Georgia,
further action? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Barbara Roach
Barb?
speaking.
Yes, Barb.
Is living on the pond. We've all been concerned. I looked at the area on Sunday after the heavy rains from Saturday and really didn't see any runoff that was an issue to the pond. It didn't cause damage. The silt fencing was there, and it caused no damage to the pond with the rain that's on Saturday.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner, for that additional insight on the conditions at present. All right. Any further comments on this section, Commissioners? All right. Okay, the next item, moving on from violations, is other business. I show none. Reports, budget, and expenditures.
That's me, Diane Chapin.
Diane.
Yeah, all right. So I don't see any expenditures, if I'm reading this correctly. Our budget is $25,787, it looks like, and year-to-date expended is $20,782.42, having used 80.6% of the budget, with a remaining budget available of $5,004.58.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wetlands agent report.
Marla Beth speaking. I'll file a hard copy in town hall, but right now on updates, the status of the court appeal, River Junction Estates, that's the Star Road case. It's the same as last month. According to the judicial branch website, the appellate court heard arguments on March 3rd of this year, and no decision has yet been made. Regarding the annual MS4 annual report and follow-up actions, I've made no progress on the annual report and the new contract, but I'll be working on them in the next week. For inspections and follow-up actions, complaint 2001 that was spilling of standing water on Quatictown Farm Road, 497 Quatictown Farm Road on May 28th. I drove by the property and noticed that some of the fill that had been placed along Quatictown Farm Road was removed, but not all of it. The standing water was gone. I spoke to the town public works director, and he said that he didn't do any of the work, but in order to protect the road bed sometime in the next construction season, he plans to rebuild a portion of the road and install a cross culvert where the driveway meets the road. Because there is some evidence of swamp vegetation nearby, he'll be applying for a wetlands agent approval to install that cross culvert and do the work on the road. As far as establishing a pull-off for 497 Quatictown Farm Road, I sent an email to the property owner requesting that before doing any more filling or earth moving work that she apply for wetlands agent approval, and that providing the pull-off is not going to be located in the area next to the skunk cabbage. And I request that she call me and discuss her plans. Since then, I have received a contact from her, and she has admitted that it took about $1,000 for them to remove that fill, that they weren't planning on removing anymore. And I would like to talk with her about the work that the town is potentially going to be doing in the future, as well as meet her needs to have a safe pull-off off the roadway during very icy conditions, because she has a very steep driveway. So that, stay tuned on that. I'll be following that up later. Regarding complaint 20-04, that was the report of the cutting of trees south of Sunset Pond at 21 Marcy Lane. I had received some photographs from the complainant. I've talked to the property owner. I still need to to photo document the conditions the next time that I perform field work. I didn't get to it today. Complaint 2005, which was a report of dumping of pony manure in wetlands off of Hiawatha Drive near Aquatic Reservoir. I still need to conduct a field inspection on that. Regarding building permits, there was only one building permit that I reviewed that was 20-143B. That was for a single family dwelling. This was Madison Investment, and it was the Lot 9 on Madison Avenue, and that also had gotten a wetlands agent approval on 5/21/20. And then there was only one invoice for June. This was for a legal notice in the Thompson Villager for wetlands agent approval for the Madison Avenue Lot 9, and this is also for the Carol Weiss septic replacement. And I encumbered $60 for that, and I have not received the bill yet. And that's all I have.
Okay. So thank you for that report. Correspondence?
None.
No correspondence. Signing of Mylars?
None.
Comments by commissioners?
Yes, I have a few. Marla, I didn't catch you mentioning the French River behind the gazebo. We
That's
were
still
down
under
there today. We
investigation.
saw that. Oh, okay. While we were down looking at riprap that was placed along the French River, we happened to encounter the people from the what agency is that? They're the ones who put in the monitoring
FEMA?
USGS.
USGS, and it is they're fine tuning it today and readjusting the solar collector so that it has all the power it needs. But the note that you sent out about the course that's being offered, wasn't that correspondence? I want to take that course at least as a refresher, and I don't have that file in front of me here.
Just so everyone knows, I received notification from DEEP that they are reinitiating their certification program and training program. And I forwarded her email to each commission member. So you should have that in your mailbox, FYI from Marla, as an invite to attend. If you do not have that email, let me know. And I will.
Now, is that like the other one that we take it online? Is there a time deadline to register, or can we just know that it's available and register and do it in the near future?
Charlie, I didn't have a chance to even review it. It came in and I shipped it out as quick as I got it. So you'll have to look at the email, and I can look into that for you when I'm back in the office on Monday. But take a look at the email. I think there should be information in there exactly to answer those questions for you.
Yeah, I have a
And
copy
if not,
of it
let me know.
right here.
For any new members, if it's anything like the one that I took about 4 or 5 years ago, I strongly recommend it. It's very user-friendly and loaded with a lot of good information.
Yeah, she sent it out at 3:07, and it's free online, and it's designed for us, and it's not limited to municipal office officials, and DEP encourages participation by anyone interested in learning about the IWWA, the Municipal Inland Wetlands Agency permitting process, and the functions and values of inland wetland and watercourse resources. So I said, please share. So I was going to take it myself, so that's good. All right. Comments by commissioners. So Charles, Commissioner Obert, thank you very much. Any further comments? I take it not.
I have no further comments.
Barbara, Fran, Diane,
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
Fran, I guess that's a no. No comment? Silence is consent. I can't hear you. You're not coming across.
The dogs were barking, so I turned off. No comment.
Okay, so as commissioner, I'd like to just, as chair, I'd like to just say, well done, well done. Looks like we've covered a lot of material. I think we've improved on our Zoom capabilities. Thank you very much, Marla, for taking our graphics and putting me in one contiguous document. Makes it easier to share and jump it around a bit. Thank you, Amy, for being an excellent host and moderator in this dynamic environment. And hopefully, in the not too distant future, we can look forward to resuming our former platform and location. The goal, of course, would be, and I suggested this to someone, that maybe we could find a way to make it visual and have the public pipe in going forward, so that maybe you could have a camera, we could monitor, and everyone could participate, because it's not often that we'd have over 20 people in a meeting or 30 people in a meeting in a typical commission setting. And, you know, the goal, of course, is to keep, involve everyone so we get their opinions and, how they feel about these things. Fran? Oh, there she
No,
goes.
no, I was just suggesting.
All right, with those points, I have no other comments. Do I have a motion to adjourn? I guess we don't need one, but
I make a motion to adjourn.
do we have a second?
It's Diane, I'll second it.
All right, with no objections, the in the Wetlands Commission meeting of June 9th is adjourned. Thank you very much, commissioners, and thank you, public, for participating.
Thanks.